Hi. Yesterday I throw the 4-pound ball here, and I've been trying this upside down. I already explained that in my previous video. When the rim is firm enough, I usually turn it upside down and let it dry all the way until it's ready to trim. Okay, and the reason why I want to try it upside down is because the bottom usually is thicker, so it takes longer time to dry. So once the rim is firm enough, I turn it upside down and let it dry. So this is the ball that I made yesterday. And today I'm going to trim it. Usually I put some water here, and I'm using the water to stick my ball on the wheel head. And also remember, when you are trimming, you want to find the right time to trim. So I tap center and hope it's centered. And now I'm just push it so my ball will stick on the wheel head. So that's the centering process. And if you don't know how to tap center, you can use a needle tool to try to find the spot that is not in the center, and then you push. I think I did a demo on my previous video too. Alright, and then I want to show you my newly material that I made. This is made out of stainless steel, versus my old hacksaw blade. I think this tools are better because they don't get rust, and they are quite sharp. And also in one of my videos I show you how to resharpen it. So I always keep my tool sharp, so it save my time and get my job done easier. So this is all the tools that I use mostly on my trimming job. And today, because this is a very simple shape, so I'm just going to use two of my trimming tools. Number one, this long blade, and number two, the shorter one. I use the shorter one to trim all the job, but using the longer one I will show you how I get my chattering mark by using my longer number one trimming tool. Right. And now I want to show you there are a couple ways that I usually hold my tools. I usually hold, this is one of the way I usually hold. I like holding the pencil. I hold it this way. So when I'm trimming, okay, this is one of the way I am holding. And then I'm also holding like this. If I'm going to trim all the way down here, I'm holding using my thumb and the finger to grab the tool and trim all the way down. Okay, so this is the way that I trim from top to the bottom. Okay, and then I also usually turn my tool the other way and hold it like this. I'm using this part here, the corner, to trim from the bottom to the top. Actually, this piece of clay is still a little bit too, I consider too wet to trim. but I'm just going to do the demo, so I just go ahead and show you. Especially this kind of stainless steel trimming tools, it's better to use it when your clay is a little bit drier. It cuts easier and it doesn't stick on the tool. And if your clay is too wet, usually your clay stick on the tool. So now I'm trimming from the bottom. Moving up my tool. And you see that my hand, this part is resting on the surface of the clay while I'm going up. And if I want to trim here on the foot, I get my left thumb extended and my tool is resting. It's always you want to find a very good support of your hand, so that your tool will be steady. Right, and then I usually use one of the corner here with my finger here, hold it on the side and then making a mark. So this is how I decided the foot ring width. Okay, this is my foot ring. It's gonna be my foot here, and then I'm gonna cut out all the clay here on the bottom. And while cutting out, still I'm extending my thumb, and then I'm starting from, this is the middle point here. I'm holding my tool and using this corner to start to dig in and move my tool to the side. I'm holding my tool quite firm, otherwise the tool is very easy to drag by the clay, especially when the clay is still a bit wet. So I have to hold my tool very, very firm. And while you are trimming, actually you can spin your wheel a bit faster. So I'm using this part here to cut the inner part of the foot. And check the thickness by tapping it. When it sounds higher, it means the clay is thinner. When it sounds dull, it means the clay is thicker. And this is one other way that I hold my tool, especially when cutting the bottom, because this tool here I have 90 degrees, so it fits right here in the corner. So I could cut the corner here 90 degrees. This part here, so the tool is just fitting right in there, so I will have a nice corner there. Yesterday when I'm doing the demo, I told you that I leave my foot quite thick, more than half of an inch. I told you about 5/8 of an inch. So And one other from my experience, that if you want your surface nice and smooth, you want to spin your wheel a bit faster and then move your tool slowly. That's how you get the surface nice and smooth. And since I have lots of room, I can trim my foot a bit shorter. And I also round the corner here. I don't want the corner too sharp, too much of the 90 degrees. I round the corner here. So that take care of the foot part, and then I'm still going to remove more clay from the side. And you can see that how much clay I removed from my pot. And I usually use the corner of my trimming tool here to undercut it, so that when I'm glazing, I usually glaze, the glaze will stop right here because there's a little gap there, a little groove there. Right, so I'm going to do the final trim so that the surface will be smooth, since I'm spinning my wheel quite fast, and then I'm moving my tool slowly. And I like to use the very sharp tool, and you can see that it get my job done easy and fast. And the reason I'm using the water to stick my pot is that I could get to the corner here, could trim it down all the way to the bottom. Okay, go back to the final trimming on the foot, on the inside of my foot. Okay, so it's nice and smooth everywhere. And now I'm going to show you using my #1 tool to do a chattering mark all the way about halfway here, from the top to the halfway here. And I'm going to show you the slow motion. So the chattering mark is made. And stop the wheel so that you will be able to see on the bottom. And because the clay is a little bit wet, so some of the clay has been sticking on the chattering mark. It's okay. I don't want to touch it now, but later on when the clay dry, it's very easy. I can just brush it off. Stamp. Ready to get my ball up the wheel just by spinning and then push. This is the ball that has been trimmed, and since the rim is sticking down with the water, so it's a little bit rough here. I am using the sponge to smooth it because I have a porcelain, so it's okay to use the sponge. But if you have stoneware, usually you don't want to use the sponge. You want to use a paper towel and you wet it, squeeze out water so that your slip is sticky down there so you don't drag out the grub. That's what I use for stoneware. Just use the paper towel. Okay, so this is the ball that I made, 4 pounds. Thanks for watching.